Oh. They're like Muppets.
What is that? What, the drummer one? He was a bit like that, wasn't he?
Morning. Morning. Afternoon. Evening. Nighttime.
Early morning.
Early morning. Whatever.
Brunch.
2 other times.
Mine are all around meals.
Morning. Welcome. I'm Richard.
I'm Paul.
And this show is called
Sunday Chat.
And it's nowhere near Sunday. It's... what day? It's Friday.
Friday.
Actually, because this was the only time this week that we could fit in the recording of the show.
Yeah.
Because Paul has got to chair a very, very long meeting, which is going to last all day tomorrow, online. Paul, how fabulous.
So yeah, I've got a board meeting for Social Farms and Gardens this afternoon. This afternoon and tomorrow all day. We've also got our AGM for Social Farms and Gardens online tomorrow. So it's just work that, because I'm going to need the computer to do the online stuff and the meetings and recording and then editing, uploading. We're doing it on Friday morning. So yeah, let's hope the world doesn't end before Sunday.
Oh well, something to look forward to.
Actually, if it did end, then we may not know anyway, might we? So yeah. So it wouldn't matter.
It's not worth worrying about.
At least this would be uploaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we are.
Anyway, so it's Friday morning. Today is lovely, actually. We got up quite early and we went out for a morning constitutional.
Yeah, not a one though.
Well, it was a good walk. It was a good walk up the canal, up the Grand Union Canal, which is our local canal here in West London. And that was rather nice because it was frosty and
crisp.
We caught the sun coming up over the horizon. Dawn's crack.
Yeah.
We caught dawn's crack.
Yeah.
And that was rather pleasant. So we started off the day well. I think it's good to start the day with a walk. It gets the body moving, makes you feel more motivated, makes you feel like actually doing something with your day.
I have to say, I woke up, I didn't feel like going out.
No.
So I woke up at 4:00 in the morning and I sort of couldn't get back to sleep. I was listening to some Murder on the Orient Express, Audible, doodah, ding dong. And yeah. But
lovely.
You said, come on, get up.
Yes, I did.
He did. Actually, what he said was, well, I'm ready. That's what you said, didn't you?
Well, I was. I put my thermals on.
And your legging thermals.
That's what I'm saying. I've got my In fact,
Have you got a top thermal?
I'm wearing trousers. And then underneath there are leggings, thermal leggings. And underneath those I'm completely naked.
How disgusting.
I know, it's naughty, isn't it? Anyway, what are we talking about today? Weather-wise, this week has been quite changeable, hasn't it, Paul?
Yes, we've had Storm Christoph.
Oh, another boring name.
With a PH.
Why couldn't they have called it Storm Cristal?
Or maybe it would be called Storm Cristal somewhere else, like in Spain, maybe.
Oh, it would have been so much more glamorous, but it wasn't glamorous. It was very windy.
I can't wait till it's Storm Eileen.
Eileen?
Then
Why?
we can have Come On Eileen.
Oh, that's just so bad, Paul. But yeah, Storm Christoph was rather blowy and rather rainy as well. We had rain literally clattering at the window panes.
It was. It came in real bursts, didn't it? Both the wind and the rain. It was downpours. What are you looking at up there?
I don't know. Something had changed.
It was a ghost.
Yeah, it was. It was quite dramatic, and let's not be trivial about this. An awful lot of people had an awful lot of water, and a lot of flooding occurred. I saw a picture of this sort of Tudor cottage in Lancashire. I can't remember the name of it, and it sort of sits in a sort of depression.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of water around it. The following day, it was submerged.
Oh.
Completely submerged. But literally the top of the house. And it was sort of like a half-timbered sort of Tudor.
Yeah.
Whether it's real Tudor, I don't know. But I got the feeling it was an historical place. But yeah, it's terrible. I mean, that is, to be honest, my absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
I just
Flooding
can't imagine
in the house.
being flooded. I mean, we're lucky because we are on a hill and the water does run down. But there are quite a few cottages down at the bottom that are at risk. And there is a floodplain, isn't there?
Yeah, they have had... I mean, you've got the canal behind those houses.
And the river.
And then you've got the River Brent joining the Grand Union Canal. And... some of those houses, I mean, since we've been living here, I think a couple of them have had water go in through the front door, even though there's a pavement, but of course, water with force going down.
Oh, it finds its way.
Jumps over a pavement.
It finds its way, doesn't it? Terrible. So our hearts genuinely go out to anybody who's been affected. It's really just awful. And sometimes people don't even get any kind of compensation.
No.
Do they? They have to fight to get...
Yeah.
And, the government can be terribly slow to actually put things in place to try and protect properties. And then...
Well, they allow building on floodplains.
That's what I was going to say. They then allow people to build.
I mean, it is just mad. I mean, it is mad. One thing I would like to see one day, because I've been near it but never been on it, is the Thames Barrier. I remember going on a boat, a cruise with, I think it might have been Mum and Dad, or was it with work? It may have been at Theatre Goers Club of Great Britain we went. And we went right down the river to the Thames Barrier, which wasn't up. I mean, it wasn't
obviously
open.
not.
Is it open or closed?
Well, it's sort of...
Because when it's open, it closes.
It has a thing that comes up, doesn't it? Like that, on a big round sort of wheel kind of thing that turns it and it comes out of the water.
Which is what they have in Holland and other low-lying places, isn't it? That they have things like that. I mean, much of Holland is reclaimed, because
they call them dikes, don't they?
They do. We're going down that road, yeah.
Well, no, that's the word.
It is the word.
I mean, there's that story about that little boy with his finger in the dike.
Absolutely. Is that Dutch? Is it a Dutch story?
I'm sure it's something about a boy with a finger in a dike.
It is, yeah.
Lovely.
But yeah, I would like to see the Thames Barrier one day.
Well, maybe one day after the pandemic is over, we'll do a day trip to see how London is protected.
And
maybe even, Paul, we will video it.
Yeah, well, we would do, yeah. Well,
lovely.
Yeah, if we were still doing
what
YouTube
else
videos,
has been happening this week?
There's a thing, a bell tower or something that has some music that started playing at the Millennium, and it was going to play for 1,000 years or 100 years. No, 100 years, wasn't it?
That seems
maybe 1,000 years. And it was sort of like auto-created music. It was creating its own music. I quite like. I don't even know. I bet that's been knocked down and repositioned somewhere else.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember it quite clearly, but it was somewhere in East London.
Anyway, let's move on. Some people have had snow.
Yes.
My hometown of Macclesfield has had snow.
That was a lot of snow.
Gorgeous. I love snow. Love it, love it, love it. Bring it on. London never gets it. It's a shame.
But we've got a snow warning for Sunday.
Have we?
Yeah, it just
didn't see
popped up
that.
on my phone. But we've had about 6 of those so far this year.
And nothing's ever happened.
No.
So I want a refund.
I don't think you pay for the app.
Not for the app, from the forces of nature.
I'll give you a parsnip then.
So lovely. So blah, blah, blah. That's all nice. We would like to say congratulations to America for the inauguration of your new president.
And Vice President.
And Vice President. How absolutely lovely for you. We do hope the next 4 years is a little bit different to the previous 4 years, and that's all we'll say on the matter.
Well, let's hope it's longer than 4 years.
Well,
that's different.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for that. Congratulations.
We didn't watch the inauguration.
No, we were doing something else, weren't we?
We were, yeah.
We were.
Yeah.
But it's not our president. That's what you have to understand. It means something to us because you don't have a Cheeto in power any longer.
When we have the changing of the Prime Minister over here, the only pomp and circumstance I seem to remember is removal trucks going in and out.
Yeah, you see them being removed.
Yeah, and then they drive up in a, car.
And the new people come in.
Pop in the door.
Say hello.
And then forget about everything they promised to the people that they'll do.
And you sometimes see a cat.
Yes, there's always a cat.
There's a cat at Downing Street to get rid of the mice.
Yeah.
Disgusting place.
It is really quite a warren, Downing Street.
Lovely.
You go in and there's a nice sort of foyer area and it's tiled.
Have you been in Downing Street, Paul?
Yeah.
When on earth were you there?
Several years ago.
Why did they let you in?
When we were doing the rent my items and things, we went in.
Drop, name.
No, and it's really funny because they've got all these sort of little booths to put your phones in because you're not allowed, if you're not a person working in there, you're not allowed to take your phone in or your tablet, and you sort of...
Why?
Well, in case you take photos and do things you're not supposed to, or record meetings and things like that. All the meetings that happen there are recorded and you get the minutes and things of them. But it's interesting going up the stairs with the photos of the
lovely
Prime Ministers.
That's lovely, Paul.
Yeah.
Great. Super duper.
Not very nice tea or coffee. Very bog standard.
Paul, you wanted to talk about your new series of bloody lovely videos, didn't you, Paul? That you are doing about the, what's it called? The allotment. With all the lovely growing things, and it's a grow along series.
It's a grow along series.
Grow along with Paul.
# grow along. So yeah, it's all part of a series. Have a look at the grow along playlist. We've so far sown parsley, coriander and corn salad, and we've also done peas, mange tout and sweet peas. Then there's another, we've also done aubergine, which has been loaded up to Planet Vegetaria today. And hopefully our aubergines will be quite plump. And we will, that will be in a week at the plot. So some of the grow alongs are actually in segments of a week at the plot. But you'll always know because there'll be the grow along icon in the top right hand corner.
How do you hope for the aubergines to go, Paul? Because aren't they notoriously difficult to grow in the UK?
They are. But one of our plot holders at the allotments has successfully grown them outside at the community gardens for several years. He's now moved over to the allotments, and several of the people at the allotments have successfully grown them in their greenhouse or large polytunnel.
And I'm interested to know, Paul, have the aubergines grown to full maturity?
They have. They've been they've been bulbous aubergine.
Bulbous.
So yeah, I'm hoping for that.
You do know what the aubergine emoji means, don't you?
I think it's naughty.
It is naughty.
So I'm going to be growing those aubergine in the polytunnel.
Lovely.
And at the back we're going to be growing sweet potatoes. So
Lovely.
Fingers crossed on those.
Lovely.
But yes, that's a new series, and it's you can literally grow along with me
Paul.
if you wish to.
Maybe we should at some point do a live grow along.
We could do a live grow along at some point when it's a bit warmer, maybe.
Maybe also you could do a series of photographs and
special?
what was I going to say?
You're quite special.
And string them all along to show the growth of things. Like a time lapse, Paul.
Oh yeah, I could do a time lapse. Absolutely. Yeah. No, you could do that.
Watch the aubergine develop.
Have you noticed the aubergines yet?
Where are they? Where are they?
They're upstairs.
Where?
On the windowsill.
Oh. On the windowsill?
On the windowsill.
Well, that's a place for ornaments to exist.
Well, they are.
For aubergine growth.
They are ornaments. They're just live ornaments.
I'd be careful if I were you, because if I see something that's out of place, I normally throw it in the bin.
Yes, so don't throw it in the bin. And the thing is, it's absolutely wonderful. It looks glorious because...
Have they come up?
No, I only sowed them the other day.
Well, they don't take that long, do they?
So they're in a homemade propagator, which I made from 3 mushroom trays. And on YouTube today... Yeah. Today? Yeah, today.
Oh, get it
Friday.
right.
On Friday, you will see there will be a video about seed trays and how to make this DIY propagator.
That's absolutely special. I think. No, I think it is.
I'm really pleased with the comments on the Grow Along video so far.
Apart from that very special comment from some person, some unknown nobody, who said, "Why are you speaking so slow?
And drawing things
Everything's
out.
You drag everything out."
I just went back saying, thanks.
I went back and said, "Why don't you speed up the
video on YouTube
to suit your own needs?"
Absolutely.
Or you can go take a whatever.
You can go and sow some of your own seeds and upload videos.
Yes. How lovely. You see these lovely comments we get from complete and utter nobodies.
I do. You did. This wasn't actually on YouTube, and I deleted it. It was an email I got many months ago.
You've told everybody that already.
Well, you've just said complete and utter. It was when somebody said that that's a complete and utter mess that you're doing. It just amused me so much.
You've
it
told
really
everybody
does.
that already. They all know.
It
It's going over old ground now.
And it looks as though I have my own thumbs downer now as well.
Ooh.
It used to be only Richard that got thumbs down.
You're in the thumbs down
and
club
now I'm in the
Paul.
thumbs down club.
How lovely.
So thank you for the thumbs down.
So,
What was
lovely.
that? It was a blip 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 from the other room.
So we are now, I feel.
Ooh,
that was pretty.
that was very pretty. I think that was a blackbird.
Blackbird. Definitely.
Oh, now I've got that song Blackbird in Day Up Night. Yeah, I've got that little song going around in my head.
That strangely intermittent,
Yes.
strange
Yeah,
song.
because I didn't want
was
to.
that?
I didn't want to do
Copyright.
the copyright thing. That's why. Yeah.
God, nobody cares about that song, clearly, because it isn't really a song, Paul. It was just an utterance.
No. It is a one that.
Anyway, let's move on now.
I saw it actually in the back garden when I was looking out the kitchen window.
How do you know it's the
It was
same
in the back-
one? You don't know it's the same one. You
Yeah,
didn't read
that's
its
true.
ring.
That's true. It didn't have a ring.
Don't they have rings, blackbirds, then? No, they're wild birds, aren't they? That's it.
It's not a
Some
swan.
birds. Some
It's not a
birds.
swan.
Some birds have rings.
A swan sitting on a bush in the garden. That would be something to talk about.
Well, those geese had rings, those Egyptian geese.
Those Egyptian geese, they do have rings.
But why? Why do they have rings and, well...
I think it's about checking, how
they could check
how they
blackbirds.
fly and things like that. Yeah, but I don't think they go anywhere, do they?
Oh, so it's to do
Migration.
with migration.
Yeah.
Migration. Okay, so we're in the midst of winter, the deep midwinter now, Paul. It's time to cosy up, isn't it?
Well, actually...
Is that a blackhead?
Oh, thank you.
It's just a freckle.
Yeah, it's a freckle.
It's time to cosy up and have lots of lovely winter food, isn't it, Paul? Yes, it is.
It is sort of midwinter, isn't it?
Well, it is. I think this is the coldest point. January for us is cold and usually very damp. And we've been sort of turning our attentions to lovely soups, lovely chilies, and we share those things very often on our Facebook group, Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. It is. We have to say it, or else we get told off. Don't we, Paul? So we have been sort of turning our attention to that. But the one thing we were talking about this week, weren't we, was about how to stretch out a frugal meal. How to make a frugal meal and make it last for actually a good few days. We lived off that bolognese sauce, a vegetarian bolognese, with Quorn. That's Quorn by Quorn. For quite a few days, didn't we?
Yeah, I can't remember when I originally did it, but I did it as a bolognese, and we really enjoyed that. And that video was on Planet Vegetaria, us eating that. So if you like a video of people eating things,
exclusives,
then go to Planet Vegetaria. And then I made a big batch of it, and then I turned some of the rest into a cottage pie by adding mashed potato to the top, and we had that with...
my microwave mash.
Yeah, microwave
which I have
mash.
done a video on as well, if you're looking for cookery ideas.
And do look at our cookery playlist, because there are loads.
There's about 40 on.
I was going to say 3 dozen. I don't know why I had to say 3 dozen, but I thought
in some old-fashioned way, Paul.
Well, actually, 43 baker's dozen of videos on there, and then so we had that, and that was lovely. And then we had it as a chili as well. So I made a chili. I added chili beans to it, and kidney beans, and cumin, and chili, and a few other spices, and cocoa powder as well. And we had that with rice. So actually, we had the last...
We had that twice.
Yeah, we had
So it actually lasted for 4 meals.
5 meals.
5 meals.
5 meals.
Fabulous.
I think 5 meals, yeah.
So, Paul...
And if there had been any leftovers, we would then normally add it into a soup.
Yes.
Potentially tin soup.
So what we're saying is we've got lots of ideas for various bits and pieces on that Facebook group if you want to join us. We also do exclusives on there as well. And also, I did a live video chat.
You did a room.
A room.
A room.
A womb.
No, you said last week you said it was room.
Yeah, so a room. A room. Oh, Paul. On the group where you can actually chat with me live. So look at what you're missing out if you're not a member of Planet Vegetaria.
I chat with him live quite a lot.
It's exclusive, private.
Not missing anything.
Well, my viewers enjoyed it.
I know, it was Rachel and Steve and Kaj. You had a nice chat
Yeah,
there.
we did. It was great. So there you go.
I was doing my editing of the videos.
Yes, let's move on from that now. Paul,
not talk about me, though.
So,
what's next on the list?
What did we watch on television this week, Paul?
What's been your favourite thing this week?
Oh, my favourite thing this week it was probably, The Expanse. Definitely. That I think probably the most intense episodes ever.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're not going to say anything because, there are spoilers in there, but it's got to a really intense part of the show. And there's lots of really perilous situations occurring for a couple of the characters. So it's just so engaging. We're not going to say any more about it. So what have we watched? So we watched that Studio Ghibli anime.
Oh, we did.
My Neighbor Totoro. It was very sweet. I mean, it is a kids' film at the end of the day, and it was made in the 80s. It's one of the first ones they did.
Was it?
Yeah, and that was really sweet.
It was sweet.
It was very engaging, even though it is very simple in its storytelling.
It is. There's no sort of background. It's quite straightforward as a young person's lovely, charming film.
And it's
absolutely
also
charming.
It doesn't have any peril in it as such, does it really?
No.
Like Spirited Away is quite perilous in places, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And also Mary and the Witch's Flower. That's also perilous in places.
Yeah.
But My Neighbor Totoro is just... Yeah, you do actually look like the Totoro, Paul, actually. That's a very good impression. It was charming. Very charming.
He was a bit of a Weebles Wobble, wasn't he?
Yeah, I just love the bit where the little girl jumps onto him.
Yeah.
And he's all soft and squidgy, and then he does those big yawns.
Yeah.
And she's not scared at all, is she?
The mouth just vanishes.
It
vanishes, then it's a tiny hole, and then it...
Yeah, it's very good.
I love the
very
bus
sweet.
stop.
Yes.
I love the bus stop scene.
And I love the cat.
Oh, the cat
bus.
The cat bus.
Yeah. It's wild. I mean, there are completely wild concepts.
It's an 8-legged cat bus. Is it
and
8
it's all
or 6
furry
legs?
inside, isn't it? Which actually reminded me a little bit of Barbarella's spacecraft.
It was really.
Because that was kind of carpeted and full of fur, wasn't it? But yeah, really,
and
really
the little girl with her corn cob.
Yes.
Oh.
Just really good.
Lovely.
Really sweet.
Lovely.
So we've got a few more of those lined up, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell we enjoyed it.
Yeah. In fact, I think I enjoyed it more just reminiscing about it then.
Yeah.
Than at the bus stop scene.
When it started, to be honest, I kind of said to you, this is a baby film.
Yeah.
This is a baby's film.
I'm a baby.
And then kind of as the story unfolds, slowly and clearly,
yeah,
you just become engaged. All right, now.
Yeah, loved it.
So what else did we watch, Paul?
The great Pottery Throwdown.
Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about that next, but we can do if you want to.
No.
That wasn't the next one on the list.
Oh, right. It's not on the list. It's not the next on the list.
No.
What's the next on the list?
The Great Pottery Throwdown. Now you've mentioned it, we will talk about it. It's a new series, and it has a new presenter as well.
She's fabulous.
Brilliant presenter. This is about a group of people who are engaged in a competition all about pottery. And it's
a vase.
Don't do that.
That's what they do.
But it's not just about throwing a pot on a potter's wheel.
No.
It's also about construction.
Yeah.
Construction of objet with clay.
And peril.
Lots of peril. And my favourite part of the show is when people drop things and completely destroy all their hard work. That makes me die. It does. It just makes me die. I love it.
It's when they have to carry things to the drying room.
Yes.
And they've constructed a castle that needs to go to the drying room, which is, 20 metres away. And then they need to carry it downstairs, down steps and outside on cobbles to go and be fired. I mean...
Don't trip.
But the people in it are lovely.
Great
Absolutely
characters.
lovely.
Somebody gets voted off each week, basically. The worst Potter.
The least best Potter.
The worst. And the best gets awarded Potter of the Week.
And their construction goes into the museum or something, isn't it?
Well, they do a collection of all
Gallery.
the best.
Gallery.
Yes. But you wanted to do pottery, Paul, you told me. You wanted to go and do pottery classes, didn't you?
I'd love to do.
Why don't you
because
do
I'm not
it?
creative.
No.
I'm not creative in that way.
I think you run yourself down there, Paul. You make lovely videos about plants.
Thanks.
And you are a creative person. You just have to find your own creative
Creation. Creative.
Creative.
You sound like Tom Conti playing Hercule Poirot now.
You just have to find your niche. That's all. And pottery could be your niche. You won't know until you've tried it. Maybe what you should do is buy some of that clay that can be fired in the oven.
I'll just go and pick some up from Vivi's plot next time we're there.
No, it's a special clay that you can make things with and fire it in your own home oven.
I could do that with flour and water.
No, you can't, Paul. It's not clay.
It's actually it's not the shapes and things. I think I'd be quite good at the construction. It's the decoration. I can't. Whatever's in here never comes out onto...
You have to plan it. You have to plan and draw and design.
I can't draw. I know people say everyone can draw.
Listen to me. When was the last time you actually attempted to draw something, Paul? When was it? When? Tell me now.
Many, many years ago.
Exactly. So recently you haven't even attempted to do that. So how can you possibly say that I can't draw?
I did a really good pen and ink of moss on a granite wall once.
Yeah, forget that. That was probably crap. You've got to think now. Now. À présent. Now. Forget the past. Now. Now is all we have.
Once, at some point.
Have a go. Give it a go. Lovely. We'll set that goal. You've got until 4 o'clock.
I've got a meeting at 2, so that's not...
So, what else have we watched? The Sky at Night, which was the review of the year. So, for those of you who don't know, The Sky at Night is an astronomy programme. It's an institution of British TV, which was once presented by Sir Patrick Moore, who has now departed this earthly plane for quite a number of years now, and is now presented by Chris and Maggie.
Yeah.
And it's all about the cosmos, astronomy, space, all of that. And I love it. I used to be allowed to stay up and watch it as a child.
Oh, that's
because
cute.
I was really into astronomy as a child. But not being mathematically minded, I could only take the subject so far until it all fell apart in my brain and I threw myself on the floor screaming with the agony of trying to simply view an equation.
But they're taking a break, aren't they?
They are taking a break. How dare they?
I mean, I think they usually take a break of a month, but this year they're taking a break of 2 months, and I don't really know why.
No, we don't either, but that's that. Lovely. It is available on BBC iPlayer and probably YouTube as well. There are probably old episodes available.
Yeah, there are.
Lovely. The other thing we continued watching is Paul's favourite, Arrow. My name's Oliver Queen. Oh, is it, Oliver?
I do quite enjoy it. I mean, it's, it's frothy.
Look.
It's light.
I'll tell you what really annoys me, and the character that most annoys me out of the whole lot is that bloody policeman.
Lance.
One week he's talking like that. The next week he's talking like that.
He seems to go through the James Bond voices. I don't know.
He suddenly developed a sort of speech impediment.
Sean Connery.
And then he's talking normally the week after. I don't understand that. It's really inconsistent. Maybe he had or has a continuing problem with a tooth, perhaps? Well, I don't know.
It is bizarre because he was talking last night, watching an episode, he was talking to his daughter and it was all, normal speak. And then he met Arrow on the roof and he's all
Anyway, and the other show that we have started watching is the one that's been recommended quite a
few
has been recommended to us by
Bridgerton. We've started watching
a number of people. Bridgerton.
I said that.
Bridgerton, which is, for those of you who've not watched it or seen anything about it, it's a costume drama, a fantasy costume drama set in London in the Regency period, which I believe was the early 1800s. Regency period was a really short period of time, but it was a time where high society, that's very rich people, basically preoccupied and filled their time dressing up
and going to balls
and trying to attract suitors of the opposite sex. And literally this is what they did. They were presented as debutantes to royalty for approval.
I don't think that happens anymore.
It does.
Does it?
It does.
I thought they'd stopped it.
No, I think there are still debutante balls.
Are they real though?
But it's lovely to look at. It's beautifully filmed, and the story is narrated by
Julie Andrews,
playing a gossip columnist,
Lady Whistledown,
who writes about these characters in high society and their shenanigans, shall we say. And when you look at the reality of the Regency period, it was very much like this.
It's quite uncomfortable.
Quite vile. It's quite vile that people spent all that money where there were literally the rest of society was in the gutter.
Literally.
Struggling in the gutters of London. And yet these people at the top of society were just spending all their time beautifying, wearing beautiful clothes and swanning around and promenading through parks. So the whole concept is kind of vile. You have to suspend your prejudice against high society, if you like, in order to enjoy it. So, it's beautiful to look at. Beautiful filming,
fantastic
costumes, multicultural cast, which is absolutely fantastic to see. And
to an extent which of course it would not have been.
Well, actually that's not quite right.
No, the amount
of
diversity.
I don't think you're right about that. I think it's a fallacy that people of colour did not engage in society at that time.
They did. I'm just saying I don't think it was in that volume.
Well, I don't think we can say that, can we?
Well, no, because I wasn't around then.
We can't actually ever say that because we don't know, do we?
But the diversity of the casting is fantastic.
The scripts are fun, witty.
Yeah.
It's quite enjoyable, but I could switch off and never watch it again and it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, and me.
So, but I know that a lot of people are enjoying it, and that's great. And we will probably continue to watch it.
Yeah, I don't think we'll we'll binge watch it, but I think
We'll work our way
through
leisurely.
Yeah.
We'll promenade through the series.
And of course, there's going to be a second season because that was announced yesterday as well. So, who's your favourite character in that?
The Queen.
The
Queen Charlotte, isn't it? Is it Queen Charlotte?
Love her.
She's great.
And her sidekick as well.
Yeah. The other people I can... the little... One of the sisters.
I think one of the sisters in each family I like. I like the...
Yes.
The clever one in the Bridgerton family, isn't it? And the plumper one in the other family.
Yeah.
I love those two characters. Love them.
So yeah, there you go. That's what we've been watching on television. I've also been doing a little bit. Why am I doing that today? I'm stuttering over my words. I have been binge watching Brian Cox on YouTube.
You have, haven't you?
I do like a bit of Brian Cox.
Yeah.
He's
such a clever man.
He's so good at getting across the concepts of quantum physics and particle physics in a really simple way that helps you to understand. So I've been watching that. Yeah, lovely. That's great. So it's time for our favourite part of the week.
What were?
Word of the week. I'm going to start. I've got 2 words of the week.
Oh.
This week.
Isn't that twatwa? 2 words of the week.
It might be in your world, Paul. The first one I'm going to talk about because it came to my attention this week and it's a fallacy. It's...
Fake news!
Yeah. I heard that the Welsh word for microwave was pop-ti-ping.
You've said that before.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
Not on here.
I think you have.
I don't think I have.
Anyway.
Well, if I have, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about it again. Pop-ti-ping. And I thought to myself, it can't possibly be pop-ti-ping.
Is it pop-ti-ping or pop-ti-ping?
Pop-ti.
Pop-ti-ping.
Pop-ti. P-O-P-T-Y ping.
Pop-ti-ping. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun. But I thought it can't possibly be pop-ti-ping. That cannot be the case.
Oh, please tell me it is.
I have researched it, and it is not. It is a joke. It's a joke. It's a colloquialism. It's a colloquial term.
Right.
It's not actually the word for microwave.
Because as we all know now, having watched Nigella, it's microwave.
No. The word for microwave in Welsh is ffwrn meicrodon. Ffwrn meicrodon.
Sounds like a dinosaur.
Ffwrn is a bit like
hot furnace.
Forn in French.
Right.
Forno in Italian.
Forno. Yeah.
So it's the same kind of root. Forn. Forn meicrodon.
Why is it don at the end?
I don't know. But that's the word for microwave in Welsh.
Well, we have all been educated in Welsh
Thank
today.
you very much. I couldn't let pop-ti-ping continue.
I love pop-ti-ping.
It is lovely, but my word of the week is Tittynope. Tittynope. That's titty as in T-I-T-T-Y, nope, N-O-P-E. Tittynope. Tittynope. Oh, it's going to be my favourite word of the decade, that is. Tittynope.
I assume it's nothing to do with breasts.
Don't assume anything, Paul.
Do you get Tittynope when you get your bras fitted?
No, it's nothing to do with breast measurements.
Is it wishful thinking of larger boobs?
No, it's nothing to do with boobs. I'll tell you that now. I'll tell you that for nothing. It's nothing to do with bodily parts.
Is it the study of small British birds?
No.
Is it not the study of small British birds?
It's nothing to do with birds. It's nothing to do with tits. Tits. Tittynope.
Is it a small hamlet?
No. Would you like me to put you out of your misery, Paul?
No, I could go on for hours like this.
Yeah, well, the viewers won't appreciate that, will they?
Can I have one more guess?
One more guess and we're done.
Is it constructing a bridge across a river using mountain finds like twine and things?
No, it's not. I don't even know what you said then.
Story of my life. Oh, what is it?
So, you know when you're eating something or you're drinking something and you leave a little bit on the plate?
Yeah.
Or a little bit left in the cup?
Yeah.
That's a tittynope.
You leave a tittynope in your cup all the time.
That's a tittynope. It's the remains of something you've eaten or drunk. Left on the plate or in the cup.
Where does that come from?
I don't know.
I want you to give me the... What's it called?
Etymology,
derivation of it.
No, I don't know. But it's clearly an older word that is not used. But you can Google it, Paul.
I mean, it's a bit like tiffin, isn't it? That's another word that is sort of quite old.
Tidbits as well.
Tidbits.
A tit. Tit is a derivative of petite. Petite, isn't it? Tit.
Is that why we have tits are called tits?
Yeah, because they're little. Yeah.
Aww.
Of course, it's all to do with small, isn't it? Yeah.
Aww.
There you go. Tittynope.
Tittynope.
Word of the week. I think that's a spectacular.
I think that's a
word,
fabulous one.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
I think that's one I will remember as well.
Yes, a small quantity of something left over, usually food or drink.
Right.
How lovely.
So you could have a titty note of compost.
Nope.
Nope. Titty nope.
You said titty note then.
Titty nope of compost.
Yes.
I have a titty nope in my wheelbarrow.
But it's usually food or drink, Paul. Usually.
Well, it's food for plants and things. Compost.
Anyway, that's all very lovely. And I think we've come to the end of the list now, Paul.
Have we done the list?
Yes.
We've done the list.
It's time to go and pop something in the poppity ping.
Poppity ping!
So, thank you for watching us. And just as a little reminder before we do say au revoir to you, we are on our Facebook group Planet Vegetaria. We're also on Facebook as Richard and Paul, and also Instagram as Richard and Paul, and also Twitter as Richard and Paul. One. And also, if you want to support us financially, you can do so by buying us a coffee on our coffee site. Again, Richard and Paul. All the links are in the description box below. And if you haven't already subscribed to the page, not the page, the site, YouTube here on YouTube channel, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss anything we do.
Yeah.
Ever again.
Well, that'd be lovely.
And those of you who do leave slightly rude and nasty comments will be terminated.
There aren't that many. I mean, it's
thank goodness.
Yeah, they're sort of having you anyway. There we are. Doesn't matter.
I've been Richard. He's been Paul. This show was
Sunday Chat,
and it's now time to say goodbye. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Adieu. Adieu, adieu to year and year and year. Thank you, bloody thank you. Thank you. Take care. Toodle pip.
I think that person's fallen asleep already.
Wake up.
Bananas!
Bye.